Hi Dreamer, welcome to another video. I'm Brittany and today I'm taking this Diamond DA40 out to breakfast and I thought that you could come with me. Today we're flying out of Orlando Executive, which is our home airport, and we're flying down to Treasure Coast. So I'll put the stats on the screen just like the last video, and we'll have cockpit audio from both of us this time. We did figure it out, thank goodness. So I'm excited to get started. It is a beautiful day to fly. We're gonna be flying about 5,500 feet, I believe. So you better get going so we can get up in the air. I couldn't have done this with my back pain before. I don't know if I still, how did I do it last time? Did I sit on it?
I think you maybe sat up on the wing,
Wet.
but it's a little, I mean, yeah, I don't have a rag or anything.
Oh, it's really wet.
Oh, baby.
Oh, this video right now.
It's okay, you only need a quick clip out of it as graceful. It doesn't have to be,
I know, I was gonna cut it for a short though. How you get into a Diamond?
Well, that would just be funnier. Yeah, remember there's a little handhold there in the dash you can get yourself into.
Okay, well, if we fly in the morning, we maybe need to bring a rag because my ass is wet. It's wet. That was very unpleasant. Okay.
Oh, just watch the stick. I think you're okay though. I can push a little forward.
Okay, I'm in.
All right.
Go get the camera. We got off rolling around 8:30. I was really surprised that we didn't have to wait to take off very long at all. Sometimes the queue up here at Orlando Executive can be quite extensive. So that was kind of nice because especially in the summer, it can get pretty hot there just waiting in your plane. But you got a nice view there of the Cirrus getting ready to take off. So that was nice. Once we took off, I was surprised by how low we were flying for quite some time.
Yeah, we actually have to stay underneath the Class Bravo airspace for MCO. So we actually have to stay at about 1,600 feet or less for quite a few miles before we can kind of get up to altitude. So this right here is Melbourne Airport. I actually got stuck here on my first solo cross country due to some weather. So I had to wait out some weather passing by for a little bit.
Once we got up to 5,500 feet and we were cruising, I was shocked by how hazy it was out there. It was dead smooth though. There wasn't really a bump that we encountered. So needless to say, I was pretty bored, which seems to be the two ways that I'm feeling up in the air as a passenger. I am either bored to death and ready to fall asleep, or clinging for life while we're going through turbulence. That seems to be the life of a passenger. Let me know if you experience the same thing. The views coming in to Treasure Coast were amazing. Obviously, Brad was trying to land, so he didn't really get to admire the view very much, but I was having a great time, let me just tell you. The views and just seeing the coast and then the airport kind of coming in, it was really great. So I really recommend flying into that airport if you can get some views and stuff. This would have been a great time for an outer wing camera if we had one. So really enjoyed it. Too bad Brad didn't get to experience it. He just gets to watch it.
I just watched the runway come.
Yeah. We made it. It was actually really smooth and there wasn't any traffic until the very end, and then there was a lot of traffic here or whatever this airport is.
Fort Pierce.
Fort Pierce. I don't think I said that earlier, but we came for breakfast at Airport Tiki, which sounds way cooler than it is, but that's okay. I like a theme. So we're going to go grab some breakfast in here and oodle at all of the big planes that are here. It's a pretty day. If you wanted to do something in like the Fort Pierce area, there are a lot of options, and this FBO does have a car rental that you can borrow. There's a Navy SEAL museum. There's like a manatee aquarium. It's not really an aquarium. It's more of like a ecological like park, and there's a botanical garden that has one of the largest displays of bonsai trees, which I think would be really cool if you were coming in here for some lunch or breakfast. So we're gonna go in and check out the menu. So we sat down to eat, and our food came actually pretty quick. I got coffee, and then I got some like milk to go in my coffee. I ordered the Spanish omelet. Actually looks pretty good. To tell you the truth, the main reason why I ordered it is because it came with a side of salsa, which I can't resist for my omelet. But there's a lot of cheese in there, so I'm excited. And again, Brad got pancakes and bacon, eggs, and sausage. I can't remember what that was called on the menu, but there you go. And then we have this pretty good view out here. You can definitely see where planes are kind of coming in. They are like usually landing from like this direction and coming through here. So we got a pretty good view to go along with our breakfast. All right, we're back from lunch, and Brad's just doing some like final checks so we can get back up in the air. So we didn't stay too long. We had a, nice little like lunch here. Sorry, the wind's kind of picking up. Let me kind of help my mic out just a little bit, but seen a lot of Pipers. Also, this is a huge touch and go airport. You might have heard Brad mention it whenever we were coming into land, but they have a separate runway here for like touch and go. So this is a big airport where pilots in training will come in and just do some like touch and goes here. Pretty cool. Definitely some like big planes coming in here also, and this would be a great place to fly into if you wanted like a day trip. Lots of fun activities and such like around to do that. But beautiful day to fly. Sky's really opened up, so pretty nice. I expect whenever we get back to Orlando Executive, then there'll probably be quite a bit of traffic coming in there. Orlando Executive, if you ever get a chance to fly in there, that is an amazing small airport to fly into because you get to fly right over downtown. So we'll get some amazing footage of that. So let's get up in the air, Dreamer. When we were taxiing out, we were told to follow this Cherokee. It was actually really cute because the passenger was like learning how to do the radio. They were requesting touch and goes, which I think I mentioned in an earlier clip that this airport is particularly popular for doing touch and goes.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty popular training airport because typically they actually have two parallel runways that they can use at the same time, and so they have quite a bit of traffic landing on both runways doing touch and goes. But today actually we had a different runway that was active, so there was only just the one.
There was a crazy amount of traffic here. You can see obviously we're all here queued up to go, and we stopped here and watched several planes land. And even whenever we were headed for takeoff, we still had to kind of slip in while somebody was like coming in, and they kind of told us to get a move on. So quite a different experience than the morning where we just slipped out of Orlando Executive without any trouble. So we take off, and I immediately know that this is not going to be the smooth cruise back that we had going out to breakfast. It was rough. But as you can see, the sky's clear, so at least we, got some, views going back. I was distracted, however, by the impending death, or at least so I thought, due to the turbulence by these smoke clouds coming in. So we kind of divert around them and end up by an even bigger one. These had to have been controlled burns. I don't have like confirmation on that, but it was pretty cool to see from the sky. There was another small plane going like back and forth through them, but we just flew around them and headed back to Orlando. I get excited flying into Orlando Executive like every time, because can you beat these like city views coming in? I mean, you very rarely get to fly like this low over a downtown area. So I think it's really cool that Orlando Exec is like so downtown and you get these like amazing views coming in. Definitely recommend.
It's definitely one of my favorite things about training out of this airport was getting to fly right over downtown over and over again. Never gets old.
Just like that, we're back at Orlando Executive. I think we're about to get rained on, so I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. Lots of really cool things in the flight home. Also made a little bit better time than we did going there. Very, very bumpy coming back, so that wasn't fun at all, but it was 100% smooth going out. So, you know, you can't have everything. Lots of things on fire and stuff. I'm thinking it was control burn on the way back, but I'm not completely sure. So nice little morning trip. It's about 12:30. So in and back in, you know, 4.5 hours-ish. Maybe around 4. So it was fun having you with me today. If you're going to go to Fort Pierce and explore, then you probably want to rent the plane the whole day and account for maybe 3 or 4 extra hours to explore some of the sites that I mentioned earlier. We're gonna go turn the keys in and go about our day. Thanks for joining me for this little plane excursion. I'll be back shortly with another video. Until then, bye.